Firstly, we're going to download Blender. And then we're going to download sio2. Now we're just unzipping them both. And now we're just going to open tutorial 2 and compile. Tutorial 2 is pretty simple, so it makes a good starting point. We're going to replace this scene with our own scene. If we start Blender now, it should open with a default scene, which is a cube. We're going to export this scene and then load it in our code. There's an export script that comes with sio2. Here we are just going to open it first. And then execute it. It takes one parameter, and that's the destination directory. The exporter only exports the selected objects, so make sure you press A twice to select all the objects before pressing the export button. It creates an sio2 file and a folder. The sio2 file is basically a zip of the folder. And we can just simply drag and drop the sio2 file into our project. Here we're not copying it into our project. If we open the template.mm file, we can modify the scene it loads. So as you can see, this isn't quite right. It's expecting triangles, but we sent it quads. So if we go back to Blender, we can then change those quads to triangles by selecting the object, pressing Tab to go into edit mode, and then pressing Ctrl T to triangulate the object. Now if we just change to the vertex paint mode, and then press M, we can bring up the color palette and just set some colors on each of these vertices so it'll look a bit nicer. And now we're just going to export the scene again. I'm just going to delete the old scene, select all the objects, and then re-export, and then rebuild our project. Now here we're going to try and add a texture to this cube. First we click the shading button, then the material button, then the add new button. We click the texture button, add new, select image, select load to load the new image, and then navigate to the texture. Textures have to be in powers of 2 and not bigger than 1024 by 1024. Select the object with Tab, press W and then click Unwrap. Then go into the UV texture, apply the texture, And here we're just showing the textured view. And selecting all the objects, delete the old scene, and export again. And we're getting an error here, and the reason is we need to add some more code. We just need to add 2 more lines of code to this function here.